And welcome back. With this video, we will talk about the third preposition after D and A. It's now time to talk about preposition da. Let's make myself a little bit smaller here. And without any further ado, let's do some nice work about preposition da, which is used, generally speaking, with these case scenarios. First, movement from a place. Second one, movement towards a person. And this is tricky because it's counterintuitive. Third case scenario, time when the action is still going on. What then we want when we want to say that something is done by somebody, and another one which is a little bit peculiar, reason why an item has been invented. No worries, we're gonna see each and every one of them. Let's start with movement from a place. This is fairly easy. I go from Venice to Rome. Vado da Venezia a Roma to Rome. You should remember now. You should know it because of the previous video about preposition a. That's movement towards a place, specifically movement towards a city. But from a city, or generally speaking, from movement from somewhere, it's preposition da. So give me this one. Same thing, but different conjugation with go. We go from Venice to Rome. I'm going to give you some seconds, not even a minute. Give me this one. Translation is andiamo da Venezia a Roma. Okay. Now the interesting one. Movement towards a person. I must go to the doctor. Devo andare dal dottore. Devo, I must, go, andare, to the, which is dal. Dal is the combination of da plus il, and we use the article il because dottore is masculine. It's one of those weird words that in singular end up with a, in plural with I. You should know that with e. You should know this time. So yeah, dal dottore, to the doctor. The doctor is a professional and is a human being, so we use preposition da. Give me this one. We must go to the dentist. Dentist is dentista. Okay, so it looks feminine, but no, it is just one of those weird words that looks feminine, but they're not necessarily feminine. For instance, it depends on the gender of our dentist. Could be il mio dentista uomo, the guy, the male, or la mia dentista, donna. My dentist, man, my dentist, female dentist, woman dentist. It's up to you. Pick a gender, but stick to this. So we must go. Let's say that both both me and my friend, we go to the same doctors, to the same dentist. They're like, both of us, we must go to the dentist. Okay, so give me this one. Dobbiamo andare dal dentista. Pardon me, there is a mistake here. It should be dal dentista if we consider to be a masculine, a male dentist, or if you chose the other option, dobbiamo andare dalla, which is da plus la dentista. Up to you. But anyways, doesn't change the fact that here we're using preposition da, right? Let's carry on with the third case scenario. But before we talked about this, let me tell you something else. This works with any sort of human being or concept about human beings. So, for instance, when you want to say that later on you go to Marco's house, you're still gonna say dopo vado da Marco. Dopo is later. Vado da Marco. Okay, let me write it because maybe you need to visualize it. So let's do this very quickly. If you want to say that today I go to Marco's, okay, you're gonna say oggi vado da Marco. Now this case scenario can be a little bit tricky because if you got the concept of movement towards somewhere, you use preposition a to a place, to somewhere, then you might find it tricky. So let me give you a nice cultural reference to make you remember this structure. In the United States of America and in Canada and also in the UK and basically everywhere in the world, there are lots of Italian restaurants, and many of them are called da Gino, da Pino. That's the typical Italian restaurant's name abroad. Don't ask me why. they are so common, but it is what it is. The reason behind that name is that the owner, let's say Mr. Gino, decided to give the name to the restaurant Da Gino because the clients at some point will be like, okay, let's go eat to the kitchen, or at the kitchen of at the kitchen or at the restaurant of Gino, meaning that we will go to Gino's. Okay, so if a person say, okay, let's go to Gino's in English, in Italian we're gonna say andiamo da Gino, and that's why the names of Italian restaurants, Italian American restaurants, you see, you get what I mean. That's why these restaurants have this name: Da Gino, Da Pino, Da Michele. Even here in Italy, we have at least in my area in the Northeast, we have this chain of restaurants, pizzerias, and they are called Da Michele. Okay, Michele's restaurants. Okay, Michele's kitchen. Right, you get my point. Okay, same thing. So keep this cultural reference about Italian restaurants abroad in your English-speaking country, and you will memorize, you will, pardon me, recall, immediately recognize when you're supposed to use this preposition. Okay, or better yet, when you're supposed to apply this case scenario to the case scenario that you're about to use in your sentence. Okay, then time when the action is still going on. I have been living here for 9 years. Now we will talk about this tense, I've been living. To make it easier, we treat it like it was present because it is present. The action is still going on. Okay. To live is vivere, regular conjugation. So I, vivo with final o. You should know this at this point. Here is qui, da 9 anni. Okay. Vivo qui da 9 anni. We will see with preposition per that we have a similar case scenario with time frame, but in that case, the action already happened in the past. Okay, so if the sentence was I lived in Madrid for 9 months, which was my case back then in this case we're gonna use per because the action happened already. It's not going on like this one. Okay, so careful about this. We will talk about this when we talk about preposition per. But for now, keep in mind that when we are describing the length of time, the time frame of something that is still going on, that started in back a week ago, a day ago, even a minute ago, whatever, and it's still going on, we use preposition da. Okay, typically we face this scenario with for in English, and also with since. I've been living here since 2006. Vivo qui dal 2006. Why is it dal? Because years, and this is a side note that you might want to write in your notes, no pun intended, because years are like, in our mind, are the year 2006. The year. So there is the article in Italian. In broken English, let's say, in our broken version of English, our meaning Italian speakers. So it is, I've been living here since the year 2006. So since there is a fictionary article, this is not a da, just da, it is dal 2006. Whereas here, we don't have dal because it's straightforward, 9 years. It's not the exact year, 2009, 2012, 1989. No, this is just a number of years that passed, regular number, not the 9 years. No, it is just that. Okay, but here it's since the year 2006. Okay, this is a side note about years that you might want to, you should, please do it. You should write in your notes. Anyways, again, I started living here back in 2006 and I still live here. So we use preposition da. Okay, so give me this one. Luke has been working here for 4 years. To work is lavorare, and here is either qui or qua. Doesn't matter which you pick, they are completely equivalent. Pick your favorite one. All right, so think about it. I give you a minute and a half, and let's go and let's see the translation, which is Luke lavora, present tense, has been working, lavora qui da 4 anni. I didn't write anni here in the notes, in the previous notes. Here singular is anno, A-N-N-O, singular masculine, so you make it plural anni. Okay? By somebody. Jurassic Park is written by Michael Crichton. Okay? Jurassic Park è written, scritto da Michael Crichton. That's easy, right? So when you are expressing the concept that something has been done or it is done by somebody, you use preposition da and then the name of the person or whatever it is. Okay? So give me this, please. This song, Lose Yourself, is sang by Eminem. Song is canzone, which is a weird one, not standard feminine, but it is feminine. And sang is cantato or cantata, cantati, cantata depends on the gender number. Since we are dealing with a female, feminine word, you know what I'm talking about, right? You understood the hint. So give me this one, please. This sentence is translated into La canzone Lose Yourself è cantata da Eminem. Okay? Last but not least, this is very tricky, very peculiar. Reasons why an item has been invented, or better yet, more than a reason, the goal, that thing that you achieve by using the specific item. We are dealing with words or combination of words that are two words, okay? Running shoes, sunglasses. Sunglasses, it's spelled like one word, but to be honest, there are two words, sun and glasses. So glasses is occhiali and sun is sole. So occhiali da sole. The second one is the introduction, let's say, and the first part specific is here to specify the thing that we are achieving with the second part. Okay, so we achieve the protection for the sun using the glasses, so occhiali da sole. Running shoes. Shoes is scarpe, singular is scarpa. Running is corsa, so scarpe da corsa. Okay, we reverse the order basically. Let me make it a little bit easier. The second word, typically, of course, there are exceptions. The second one in English goes first in Italian. Glasses, occhiali. Shoes, scarpe. Then we use da, and the first part goes at the last spot, goes second. Okay, da sole, da corsa. Okay, give me this one. I must buy a new pair of boxing gloves. So here we have boxing gloves. Pair, pardon me for the misspelling, is paio. Standard masculine, no big deal. Boxing, we call it box in Italian, or better yet, we can also call it pugilato, which is the old school Italian word for pugilato, but nowadays we call it box. And glove singular is guanto. So you have to make it plural because it is gloves, and put everything together here. Okay? Let's see what you have. The translation is: devo comprare un nuovo, because paio is masculine, so nuovo is going to be singular masculine, paio di guanti da box. Ok? Devo comprare un nuovo paio di guanti da box. I hope everything was clear. If not, you know how to reach out to me, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.